question, we are in a cake shop which sells 3 different types of cake. It sells donuts, flapjacks and sponge cakes. And we're given in the question the probability of choosing each of these 3 different types of cake at random. So the probability of choosing a donut is a half, the probability of choosing a flapjack is x, and the probability of choosing a sponge cake is 3x. So 3 times as likely to get a sponge cake than you are to get a flapjack. And the question asks us, what is the probability of choosing a sponge cake? Now we've just been told, haven't we, that that probability is 3x, but we must need to give more than that. And if you carry on reading, you see the question asks us to give our answer correct to 2 decimal places, which is a clue that what we're looking for here is a number, not just an algebraic term, which is what this is. Okay, so what do we know? We know that this is a very bad cake shop. It only sells 3 different types of cake, so if you go in and get 1 cake at random, you definitely will get either a donut or a flapjack or a sponge cake. So therefore we can say that the probability of getting a donut plus the probability of getting a flapjack plus the probability of getting a sponge cake is equal to 1. We'll definitely get one of those things. And if we substitute in these values, we get a half probability of a donut plus x plus 3x, which is equal to 1. And what do we have? Lo and behold, we've got an equation to solve for x, which we know how to do. So start to simplify this, we can gather together our like terms. We have a half plus 4x equal to 1. Okay, a half plus 4x equal to 1. We're trying to get x on its own, so we can take off a half from both sides. We'll have 4x equal a half. And then if 4x equals a half, then 1x, which is what we're looking for, must be a quarter of this. So we divide both sides by 4 to give us x on the left-hand side, and then a half divided by 4 on the right-hand side. Now, although that looks tricky, remember when you're dividing fractions, you can flip over the second fraction and turn it into a multiplication. So in this case, you'd have a half multiplied by 1 over 4. Okay, because 1 over 4 is the reciprocal of 4. So 1 over 2 times 1 over 4 is equal to 1 over 8. So x is 1 over 8. Now that's not our final answer, that is the probability of choosing a flapjack, because x is the value of that, 1 over 8. And we want to find the probability of choosing a sponge cake, which we know from the question is 3x. So it's 3 times the value of x. So if we plug that value into the formula here, we have 3 times 1/8, which is equal to 3 eighths. So that is the probability of choosing a sponge cake. And what it means is that every 8 times you go into this shop and choose a cake at random, you'll get a sponge cake probably 3 times. Is that our final answer? No, because what we're asked for is to give our answer to 2 decimal places. So we need to convert this fraction into a decimal. And if we do that on our calculator, 3 divided by 8 is equal to 0.375. Okay, that's our decimal equivalent of this fraction. Is that our final answer? No, it's not, because we're asked to give our answer to 2 decimal places, and we've got 3 here. So 0.375 to 2 decimal places is 0.38, because this 5 here tells us to round this 7 up to 8. So the probability of getting a sponge cake is 0.38, correct to 2 decimal places.